Hi everybody, welcome to Brick for Brick. So I just finished the most exciting Lego set ever. I just worked on the Lego Creator Expert Bookshop, which is set 10270. It has 2,504 pieces, 2,504 pieces. And as you can see here, it is a fantastic bookshop, and it is part of a whole line of different buildings, expert buildings, that can all be put together to create like a little village or a little town. And I'm a huge fan of Christmas village scenes. I love keeping them up around the holidays, so I was really looking for something that I could keep up year round. So this is so exciting to have, and I can't wait to collect all of the different sets. I'm especially excited to look for the diner set next, and some of the other accompanying pieces. So this was a really large set. It was 2,504 pieces, like I said. So it took quite a while to build. So there were two good-sized books here. And I think this set came with somewhere around maybe 9 or 10 bags of pieces, and then a few extra bags included as well. So it took me a few hours to put it together. You can see there are two different buildings here. There is the bookshop and the apartment building on the side here. And you build the two separately. So pretty much one book builds each building. So they do connect, and you can connect them on either side. I connected them the way that it's recommended on the booklet and on the images, but you could connect them either way. So let's dig into what is here. So I'm going to take them apart, and I'll show you kind of each of the pieces here. So let's look at the bookshop first. So if you look closely, you can see from the bottom up there is a little boy there, a child minifigure, and he has lost his airplane in the tree. There's a little airplane there, and that piece can come right out. So there's a little airplane that the boy had. He's right down here. He's dressed for the fall. You can see the colors in the leaves and the trees can tell us it's fall. Within the tree, there's the little bird's nest and a bird sitting in the nest. There is a removable bookshelf down here with a stack of books on it, books sticking out as well. Great feature that can connect. One thing I didn't love as I was building this is this little bookshelf is only connected by one small stud, and so I found that as I was working and as I was continuing to go, it actually was falling out pretty easily. So I kind of wish they had put two studs there so that it would have been a little bit more secure, but there was just one. There is a girl minifigure here, and the book that she's holding is actually, this is a great detail. It says Once Upon a Time right on it, if you can see that. Once Upon a Time is written right on there. And that could go on the shelf, it can go in her hand, it can go wherever. So we have some characters there. Now as we dig into the bookshop a little bit, you can see that the door, of course, opens up, and we have some lamps. There's some great details already on the outside here. So let's take each of these levels apart. So this bookshop is lots of stories, and we can take it right apart. Before I dig into taking it apart, I'm going to show you the back. There's a little patio area there. Could be like a little coffee shop space for drinking. Another entrance or exit. So these are put together. Each floor can come apart, and it's only held together by 4 studs, which is fantastic because it comes apart really easily. So I'm going to take the top off for right now and show you what's inside. And I'm actually, just for right now, going to remove our little tree from the front. That comes off pretty easily as well. So when you look inside the bookshop, there are fantastic staircases that go all the way up through a spiraling staircase. This was really fun to build. So there was a spiraling staircase that comes up through. And you can also see there is, I left the bottom in there, there's a little bookshelf Lots of books on it. Again, some that are coming, that look like they're coming right out. The binds are coming right out, or the spines of the books, which is a great detail. There is a cash register in there. If you can see that, there's the cash register for purchasing books. There are, let's see, little banisters and another bookshelf up at the top here. So some great details inside the bottom level. And then as we work our way up, we'll reattach that one. Move up to the next floor, again attached by 4 studs. That spiral staircase continues, coming right up through. And there, you can see there's actually, if you look really closely in there, it's a little hard to see, but there's actually a hole that goes right through. So it actually opens all the way through each of the levels, which is nice. And the spiraling staircase goes down through. There is a great grandfather clock in here, a lamp. Let's see if I can get that clock out. Oh, it's in there pretty good, but I'll show it from the side. So if you look, there's a grandfather clock. There's a little light in the corner. There's a sitting chair. There is a little round carpet in there. Some great windows. You can see from the outside as well. The details in the windows make it look very comfortable and cozy, like you would expect a bookshop to be. And then even as we go up to the top floor, which again has some great details, you can see the curves and the lines look fantastic. The rounded edges here really make it come together. You can kind of notice like almost a time period piece to it, which is awesome. And as we get up to the top, this top actually comes off as well to reveal another layer. So let's reattach this. And we'll disconnect this top part. Let's see if I can do this one. Now this one you could use a brick separator if you wanted, but I find it's pretty easy to just lift them right off. So just this back portion, you notice just that back portion is the part that came off very easily, and you can see into that top area of the bookshop, which shows a little bed. There's an aquarium in there with a lizard or some kind of maybe gecko or chameleon. Almost looks like a chameleon with the colors. Great detail in the bed as well. There are those rounded posts that are there, similar to what's on the outside of the shop as well. And again, it does have that hole that goes down through, that opening from where the stairwell came up through, and that all reattaches and closes off. Whoops, and I set that one right on there backwards. Let's turn that around so we get the front. There we go, that looks better. And there is the bookshop portion. Now because all of these sets can connect, you will notice that there are openings here. You could attach the diner next to the bookshop. You could attach the corner garage. You could attach one of the other sets. There is some of the retired sets. There's a brick bank. There's a detective's office. There's lots of other sets that could connect to these pieces as well. So I'm going to set that off to the side over here for just a moment. And let's look over at our other building. So with this one, connect it for a moment. So here is the front. You'll notice it's not quite as tall as the bookshop. So the bookshop has a little bit more height to it, but there's a lot of great detail here. There is the window pane sort of come out here. There is the texture happening in the roof here with the shingles. As you look around, on the back, there's another terrace there. There's a little garden happening with pumpkins growing and some leaves coming up. The steps in the back with the back door. There on this terrace, these windows actually from the inside, I'll show you in just a minute, those actually open up. The windows can open. The doors open, of course. I have some of the minifigures set up here. So the gentleman in the front, he is carrying a little flower and a book that says Moby Brick, which is a clever pun, Moby Brick. And inside of this one, it also has a Once Upon a Time, just to give it that extra little detail that Lego is so fantastic at adding to any of their sets. We have some sweeping stairs down here with great banisters that are curved, flowers that are growing right under the window. Again, that window is coming out, looks wonderful. A little lamppost there. I really am quite fond of the lighting, the little lights that are here on the building. Those look wonderful. So let's open this one up and let's see if we can get this bottom level first. So this one is connected by 6 studs, a little bit more, and it's a little more simple. So inside here, you can see that there are some, instead of those spiraled stairs, there are just some simple stairs going up, similar to the ones in the back here. There is a ladder that is removable, and you probably noticed on the front of the box, this ladder can open, maybe could help get that airplane out of the tree when it was stuck in that tree. Can maybe do some work on one of the buildings, maybe on the bookshop here if you needed to get up high. There's a few fun features inside as well. There's scissors, shears, there's a few things in there, but pretty basic, pretty simple in that bottom level. As we move up onto the next story, I'm going to open this in 2 parts. So the next story of the building, it's a little bit more complex. There's a little more happening in here. So this is where we get into that bay window in the front, which even has a little bench seat in there, a little orange bench seat you can see. There is a table, newspaper there, teapot, for maybe there's some breakfast happening. If you notice on this side, a little umbrella and hat hanging. There is another set of those stairs. Even as I spin it, even a closet by the stairs. There is a fireplace in here. There are some pictures hanging on the walls now, so we're getting into some more detail. There is even a little cupboard with doors that open over here. You can see inside of the cupboard there are even some jars and canisters happening in there for even greater detail. So it really feels like somebody is living inside of this home, or maybe it's a little coffee shop or something where people could visit. But really, when I look at it, I really think of it like a home, like it's somebody's home. It reminds me of maybe like a English home, a walk-up. Then when we move up further in the house, so this is the next level that fits right here, and I'll just turn this one for you to see. You can see the bedroom is in here, so there's a bed there. This bed has some posts, it has some details. There's even the texture of a blanket. There's a dresser, lamp, flowers. Again, there's a picture hanging on the wall. Some great blue windows there to go with that great color happening in the home. So there's a lot happening as we get further up in the house. And it was only, again, just like the bookshop, only that back piece that was the one that really needs to open up if you want to look at just that area. However, you could take both parts off if you choose to. And that'll give you better access, especially if you were going to use this for playing. If you wanted to really get in there and play or change some things around. And actually, while I have that out, let me show you the windows. We'll move our little minifigure man. The windows open right up from the side. I don't know if you can see that very well, but they open right up from the side. They're clear, and they open from the bottom up, right on the terrace. And then again, like I said, they can actually be connected on either side, and you could connect other sets to it as well. So they do have space to connect on either side, and Actually, I think when I took these ones apart, they actually, the pieces went in one another here, so they weren't even in the same place when I ended. So they can go in either place and reconnect to give you a whole community happening. So here is, again, the Lego Expert Bookshop. And this is such an amazing set. I highly recommend purchasing this one or checking it out at least. There's a great video and some great pictures on the Lego site, I'm sure, as well as other retailers having it. But it's a really, really fun one to build. It was easy to break up into time. If you only have a little bit of time, it's very easy to break apart which pieces you're going to work with, because you can work on just one story at a time. You could work on just one building at a time, and you could break it apart into what works for you. So I hope that you enjoy this set. I hope that you get a chance to build it yourself and add it to your collection. If you really enjoy it, or if you have other sets similar that you love or that you'd like us to know more about, please send us a message. If you happen to see any of the ones that go along with these available somewhere, let us know. We're always on the lookout. So thanks for checking out this video. Be sure to send us a comment if you have something that you'd love to share with us. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks, everyone. Bye.